What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. I'm Lemar. That's LJ. What the hell are we talking about today?
All right, we're going to talk about the All Star Weekend. This past weekend, the slam dunk competition, skills competition, 3-point competition, and of course the actual game. But I think you watched the game.
I did.
I actually watched another sporting event during that time.
Sporting event.
Yeah, this sporting event is actually predetermined, and actually more acting than sport. So
Yeah, it's more of a drama.
it's more of a drama. But yeah, I heard that the game was really close, and I tried. And as soon as the pay-per-view was over, I turned, but the game was just over. As soon as I turned, it ended at the same exact time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, we might as well start with the game. Yeah, the game itself, LeBron's team, which I thought was dominantly better, like on paper, was getting blown out by like 20 points, and I was looking like, what the hell? How is this team losing so bad when the other team got like Chris Middleton and like they got 9 All-Stars on their team? Like, how y'all losing like this? I mean, the best players they had was like Giannis and Steph Curry. Everybody else, all the other good players was on LeBron's team. Like they had James Harden and Clay and Durant. Like they had all the good players. They had Anthony Davis. I'm like, how's this team losing like this? So anyway, but as y'all probably already know, they came back and they end up winning by double digits. Like they tied it up with like about 4 minutes left. And then next thing you know, they're up by 10. I was like, damn. I'm like, they really like stretched on them. So they turned it around altogether. It was a good game. Durant got the MVP. But I didn't really care about that. I didn't really notice like anybody really stood out, to be honest. I was reading the Facebook groups, and all the LeBron haters was like, "Oh, look at his team, his All-Star team can't even win." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, really, y'all really gonna criticize him about the All-Star team? Now I was wondering why they was losing like that too, but you're blaming that on LeBron.
They pretty much blame everything on LeBron. The LeBron haters are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't give him credit for anything.
Right.
But LeBron lovers are just as bad. They take credit away from everyone else,
right,
and give credit to LeBron. You have to be somewhere in the middle to be realistic about LeBron, and plus it's an All-Star game.
Right. I mean, really,
it's an All-Star game. It's exhibition. That being said, I know we had a conversation before the All-Star game about how it doesn't really seem like much of a competition because the guys just let each other score,
right.
Yeah.
And
it just seems like open gym, and I don't want to sit on my couch on a Sunday night and watch open gym for 2.5 hours. I'd rather watch something else.
Right.
So yeah, they said it was kind of close.
Yeah, they started competing more in the fourth quarter, especially LeBron's team because they was down. They started competing more defensively a little bit. They to make it a game. I mean, overall, it was a lot of what we expected, but they did play it a little hard. Like Dirk got hot in the first half, and the crowd was going crazy. He had like 3 30-foot 3-pointers in a row or something like that. Like he shot from way back. And the crowd was getting amped up. So it was fun to watch. It wasn't a waste of my time. I'll put it like that. But as far as the rest of the All-Star weekend,
the slam dunk competition was
a total waste of time.
Yeah, especially the slam dunk about the reenactment of like the Wright brothers. I guess because they're in North Carolina. That guy Collins from Atlanta did that. I thought it's so gimmicky and so stupid. It's just like, all right, what happened to like the really good dunks? I don't care about this nonsense. Right. Amadou Diallo did another Superman thing. Like, we haven't seen that like 3 times. Right. We saw that with Nate Robinson and Dwight Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, how many times are we gonna do that? That's just a rehash of a rehash. He jumped over Shaq's shoulders and he put his arm in the net. I was just like, okay, we saw that.
Right.
It was original 19 years ago when Vince Carter did it.
And unfortunately, that might have been the best dunk of the night. That's the bad part about it. Like, I don't think the dunks were that, most of the dunks. Like, the one that Dennis Smith was trying to do was nice, but he couldn't get that one off, so it was just like, all right.
Well, I'm happy he didn't because, he's a Knick, and all those point guards that win dunk competitions don't really do much. Like ultra athletic point guards aren't really. They're for show. They're not for winning.
Right.
So if that just discourages him from doing it in real life, just like play like a point guard and pass the ball. I'll be completely fine with that.
Right. But yeah, like dunk contest was a total waste of my time. Like I didn't even watch it from the beginning. I said, all right, well let me just like as soon as the 3-point shootout ended, I changed the channel, and then I was like, let me just check it out. Maybe they'll surprise me this year because every now and then it's half decent. Like every say 4 or 5 years, there's a decent dunk contest. So I said, all right, let me just turn to it, and then I see that plane thing, I don't know. I'm like, what is this shit? Like, so I saw that, I was like, oh my god, like they're still doing this dumb gimmicky bullshit. So, I had it on, but I'm just doing others. I'm on my phone playing Candy Crush or whatever I was doing.
Still play that?
But I do. I'm kind of addicted to that game. But yeah, it's like
that's been like 10 years.
Yeah, I know. Well, I stopped playing it for like 2 years. I just started playing it a few months ago. I was stuck on a level about 2-3 years ago, and I completely stopped. And there's just something told me to pick it back up again. But all right, back to the subject. Yeah, the dunk contest was bad.
What about Candy Crush?
What about Soda Crush? Nah. But yeah, they the 3-point contest never disappoints anymore. Like that's always good.
Because you have more 3-point shooters now. I remember back in the day, back when nobody wanted to have that competition. You remember the best shooters? Best shooters didn't do the 3-point. It didn't go to the 3-point competition. They used to just have like just regular guys doing it,
right? And
it was horrible. Maybe a few years ago. I have to send you a link on YouTube. I watch like SB Nation. They have like the worst dunk contest, the worst 3-point competition, and they go through detail about which one was the worst. I think that the one that Jeff Hornacek won when he was retiring in '97,
wow.
that was the worst 3-point competition. I think he won with a 15. And then that was his last year. He had his kids with him, or whatever, and they let you defend your crown the next year, even if you're retired. They'll let you come back and defend it. And they asked him, "Are you going to defend your crown?" He was like, "No, I don't think so."
They asked him to defend it. He was retired. Wow, that's bad.
Yeah, like you can come back and retire because Craig Hodges defended his 3-point title when he retired, and he won again when he was retired.
Damn, wow, that's impressive.
Craig Hodges was underrated 3-point shooter.
Yeah. I just heard a story about him that he got kind of blackballed from the league. For something that
I haven't heard anything about him in years until they brought him up
right
the other night. And Reggie Miller never won a 3-point competition.
Yeah, I heard him talking about that.
Yeah, he was in it 4 times. It was like Craig Hodges hit like 19 in a row. He was like, "That's why I never won."
Right.
And Glenn Rice won.
He said he lost to Glenn Rice, he lost to Craig Hodges, and he lost to I forgot who the other one he said he lost to, but yeah, he lost to some good shooters. So now this one they had like 10. They had like 10 guys. They added. It's usually like 6, I think. They made it 10 this year.
Everyone can shoot now.
Right. and that guy, what's his name? Joe Harris from Brooklyn.
Yeah, Joe Harris.
I never heard of that guy.
I remember. The funny thing is, I remember when he got drafted to Milwaukee for some reason.
I've never heard of him. I'm like, who's this guy? Because even when I've watched Brooklyn, I've never seen him. I'm like, he must not be in the rotation. But yeah, he came in he was the first one, and he had like 28. Like right off the bat, he had like 28 points. And he basically, but Steph Curry, in his first go round, I think he had 26. And then Steph Curry, his first go round had 28. He hit like his last 10 shots in a row, and then in the final Steph Curry hit his first 10, but then he like fizzled out, and Joe Harris ended up winning because Joe Harris had another good round. I think he had 26 both times.
Well, yeah, Steph Curry lost by like 1 point.
He lost by 2. Yeah,
by 2. Okay.
Because he was because they was like he gotta hit all his money ball shots, and I think he either missed one or he had hit all of them, but they didn't do the math right. And they realized it was like, he had already lost before he started that last rack. But I think did end up hitting all of his money balls on the last rack. Like he was, even when he lost, it was impressive. Stephen Curry, but Joe Harris really looked, really lit it up. Like now I gotta see, like is he really that good? Like how good of an NBA player is he? Just a specialist like back in the day, like a Dell Demps?
Well, not back in the day. They still have those guys, and that's like Steve Novak. Remember we had him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but a lot of the guys now aren't as much specialists. Even though they're good 3-point shooters, they kind of do other stuff. Like back then, anybody that shot threes were purely specialists back in the day. Right, like Dell Curry, Dale Ellis.
LaFonso Ellis, you mean? Oh, Dell Ellis.
No, Dell Ellis. Yeah, Dell Ellis. Dell Ellis was the one that was really good shooter. They had. I can't remember any of them off the top of my head now, but a lot of the 3-point shooters back in the day were just 3-point, like Steve Kerr. They just shot three. They basically just shot 3-pointers. So.
Well, Scott Skiles was a 3-point shooter who could pass the ball.
Right.
He had a 30 assists.
Mark Price was a little bit more than just a 3-point shooter. But yeah. Did you see that thing where they had Dell Curry and I saw that. I think we talked about what Reggie Miller said about Glenn Rice. Like, Glenn Rice was always a big guy, and I guess he let himself go after his career. And he's a really big guy now. And Reggie Miller saw him. He was like, I think he ate the old Glenn Rice. Yeah, I missed that. I only saw it when you posted that. I wish I saw it live.
I was like, oh. I was like, we doing that? Okay. Because if Glenn Rice would have heard you, he would have probably punched you in the face.
They probably cool, though. He probably knew he could get away with that. But then again,
Reggie Miller talks slick a lot.
I was going to say, Reggie Miller's a trash talker anyway, so that's just what he does. So I'm not surprised. Like, remember, that's what he did when he was a player. That didn't really change. He still do that.
I still throw the ball at him. I'm like, yo, this ain't a game no more. I throw the ball right. I just throw the ball right at the host. Right there. Yeah, now it's tape on walk off.
The skills competition was cool. Jason Tatum won. He shot it from damn near half court because he was going up against Trae Young, and he knew once Trae Young got to that line, because I think Trae Young's shot went in too, actually.
Nah, he hit Trae. The funny thing is, it was going to go in.
Oh, he knocked his out.
But Tatum's shot knocked it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he ended up winning that way. And it's it's not much to say about the skills competition. It was okay, it's not a lot to talk about. But the Rising Stars game, that was horrible. Also, like that was just.
I actually fell asleep during that. Like they did what the All-Star game was doing. They were just letting each other just go and do stupid dunks. And
they just that was some straight playground shit with cats that just learning how to dunk. They just move out the way for everybody for the dude. They just started practicing dunks. That's basically what they was doing. They were just clearing out and letting cats.
Yeah. So why would I pay money to watch that? Why would I waste my time watching that?
There's no fun.
I don't care about
no fun in that. I literally watched about 5 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, I watched 5 minutes of it. Then I woke up and the game was over.
I still don't know who won.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
It's a U.S. versus world or some shit.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. They just gotta make them cats play, man. Like that shit is whack. Like they gotta just have pride in the team that you want. Just play. I ain't saying hustle and dive out of bounds with shit, but play defense. Yo, man, am I boring you, my dude? Am I boring you, my dude? Nah. But yeah, like they gotta show some pride or something. They gotta figure that out, because I haven't watched it that much in the past. I'll say in the past 5 years, I may have watched it once because of that. Like, I'm just tired of seeing that. Like, That's not fun. That's not interesting. And by the way, Kevin Knox was only in that game because he was a replacement.
Why?
I was like, damn, he couldn't make one of those top 12 spots for the U.S.
That's what
without being a replacement.
Like 12 points a game right now, but I'm like, you know damn. What? We don't need him to do that.
But then again, they are doing last year and this year's players, and I don't remember who else was on the team. And like I said, it's only 12 U.S. players, so I don't know. But I just thought it was weird that I was like, damn, I know he's not one of the best rookies, but he's been playing pretty well the past month or two. I figured he would have been automatic.
He's actually starting to play so much better now.
Yeah, I just thought he would have been automatic. Yeah, and that's basically the All-Star weekend in a nutshell. There's not really much. Like, it was okay. Like, the game was cool, and the 3-point shootout was good. And then the rest of it was just like, whatever. Like, I didn't care about the performances, the halftime performances. I don't care about all that shit, so whatever. Alright, moving on. We could talk about New Orleans, Dell Demps getting fired for muddying up the whole Anthony Davis trade rumors and stuff like that. Yeah, he just like was putting a bunch of stuff out there. The Lakers were trying to, doing it the right way, whatever. And he just kept putting stuff out there. On top of that, making his demands really like crazy to make the Lakers look bad. And it worked. He definitely made them look bad. And he's got the fucking players pissed off the players for the Lakers are not playing well since that trading deadline. They're kind of just like.
So why'd you fire him for that? Like that to me that's not bad. I wouldn't fire him for that.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, I'm a little mixed on it because like I thought he should. I thought him not making a deal with them was smart until the summer. But I thought muddying it up like that when you still gotta.
He should muddy up those. To be honest, like he should fuck with the Lakers. They're fucking with their organization. The Lakers are fucking with the Pelicans. Right. You know what I'm saying? They do it all the time. You know what I mean? So it seems like they get away with shit like that. And, it's getting tiring. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lakers can just do what the fuck they want.
Now if they have no intentions on making a deal with the Lakers, period, like even during the summer, then then that's fine. But if you plan on still, they might still be the guys you got to deal with. You know what I mean? So I think like in the end, Boston might be out of this because the rumor is he doesn't want to play there. Anthony Davis doesn't want to play there. That's the rumor, and so in the end, you might have to deal with the Lakers again. So now. Oh, now they may lowball y'all because now you're in a situation where there's nobody else, there's no other good takers. You know what I mean? So now you might get lowballed.
There's not going to be a shortage of takers for him.
But how many players?
Muddying the waters against the Lakers is just so it works in two ways. You kind of make his value, even though like. He's one of the best players in the league. You kind of make him more valuable than what you think because, like, they offered you all this shit and you turned them down. And then, it may work against him because you can say, well, he's asking for too much, which is what I was saying when when they turned down like basically the entire team,
right? For all of the young players and draft picks. Right, he turned it all down.
He turned it down, so that kind of worked. And I was just like, well, I'm not giving up my entire team for no Anthony Davis, and I still feel that way. By the way, I'm not giving up a whole bunch of players I'm not doing that again. Even though he's a good player, he's a great player.
If I'm the Lakers and you got LeBron, I think you can do it. I wouldn't want to give up all of them. Like I would try to hold on to Josh Hart, and I would try to hold on. I mean, but there's not that many you can really hold on to when you're making a deal for Anthony Davis. Now, as far as what I was gonna say before is, it's not gonna. It may be a lot of takers, but when it comes down to him saying, "I don't want to play for this team," then everybody's gonna back off. There's only a very few teams that would be willing to make that deal. Boston's one of them, but
that's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? That's Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but that's
he put them in a rough spot.
Right, but what I'm saying is that limits who you can deal with, because he can always just say, I don't want this team, I don't want that team. So, like, he basically gave them a list of teams, and
but the thing is, you don't have to listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can
do what San Antonio did with Toronto with Kawhi Leonard.
Toronto wanted out of that DeRozan contract, though, regardless of whether they wanted out of that DeRozan contract no matter what. So it was they don't care. I mean, it's not they don't care, but they were willing to take that risk because they wanted out of DeRozan's contract. They just I guess they feel like he's not the guy. So they said, well, we don't want to pay him for the next 4 years. So we'll take Kawhi Leonard and hope he stays. And if not, at least we're out of this contract. You know what I mean? I think that was a kind of different situation because they wanted out. But
you can find people with that situation around the league. You know what I'm saying? People who got bad contracts who want to get out. Like, they could have went to us before we traded Porzingis, and
I guess they could do that with John Wall.
but Porzingis said he wouldn't re-sign with them.
Right. But I mean, but being that he was a restricted free agent, he didn't have much of a choice. The only team I can think of off the top of my head that could do something like that is Washington with John Wall, because I think they want out of that contract.
Well, there may be a few other teams that we don't know about.
Right. Things always change. Things always come up. But off the top of my head, that's the only team I could think of that would be willing to do that. But it's not. But that's not a thing that usually happens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see. This is kind of a new thing anyway. The last few years, you know, with teams where players are doing this. So who knows what other possibilities may turn up? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, but they are limited in how many teams are involved, because he's gonna just say I don't want to go there, or I want to go there. You know what I mean? So that puts them in a bind. I think, yeah. I mean, it's funny because I was arguing with a coworker about this. I thought that they're smart to wait till the summer. You know, even though the Lakers did offer a lot, it's one of the things where, you know, maybe they probably should have took it, but I think
probably,
but I think if you can get Jason Tatum, I think that's better. I think if you get Jason Tatum, huh? I think Tatum's better than Kuzma.
I think they're around the same level.
Yeah, that's what my coworker said. But I think Tatum. I think in the long run, Tatum's going to separate from Kuzma. Right now, they're kind of close. I still think Tatum's a little bit better. But I think I think as the years go on, Tatum, I think, is going to be proven to be like a star player. But you know, I don't know. But that's just my personal opinion. If they you know, I don't know how they feel about it. Me personally, if I feel I can get Tatum, I would wait and see. I'd try to get Tatum and get their young players who've already been well coached and well groomed up to this point. You know what I mean? As opposed to the Lakers players who Kyle Kuzma's the most impressive one. The rest of them, there's still a bigger question mark on them. Even though we believe in Lonzo Ball, there's still a question mark there. I don't never really believe that Ingram. Ingram's a nice player, but you know, but I would rather have Tatum and whoever else Boston is willing. In the end, it comes down to Tatum versus Kuzma to me, like, because both teams can give you good young players, but I think Tatum is more likely to be a star player down the road. So
yeah, If Anthony Davis goes to Boston, I'm thinking I don't know why his father's so connected with Isaiah Thomas. I mean, it's business. I have no idea why he said, "Oh, well, they didn't treat Isaiah Thomas good." I was like, "Well, they paid him, and they didn't want to pay him anymore because he's a liability on defense, and they traded him."
Right, he's a small dude.
And to be honest, nobody gave him a deal except for Denver, who like paid him. Like, he hasn't gotten a big payday.
I wonder what would have had. I wonder what kind of payday he would have gotten if he didn't get injured. Like, if he didn't have that hip, I think he had a hip injury, right? If he didn't have that hip injury, I wonder what kind of deal he would have gotten. I mean, he might not have gotten what he wanted, but he would have got a nice contract somewhere.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, he
He's not gonna get it now, right? He's not gonna.
He's 30 already.
Yeah, it's over now,
and that is so messed up.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's too bad. He's coming back too. Like this, I think when the season starts back up. Oh, he came back already. Oh, okay. Yeah. I knew he was about to come back, so maybe he did. But yeah, I was like, damn, he's been out all this time. I forgot about it until I saw that he was about to come back. I was like, who's he with? But yeah, okay, so yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, he never got his payday, and he had this great season with Boston, but he wasn't going to be nothing. He was never going to have a season like that ever again, or even close to it. But outside of Boston anyway. I think if you had to come back next year with Boston, maybe you could have had another good year like that. But because Brad Stevens just knows how to use cats like underdog type of players. Like he hasn't proven to shine with star players yet. Because it seems like he's having trouble getting Kyrie to be what he wants him to be. But that might be just a Kyrie thing.
Yeah, I just think Kyrie is just he's just not that type of player. He's one of the point guards who needs the ball all the time.
Right.
That's what I was going to say about him. Brad Stevens can work with a team that can move the ball around. Like he can work better with Rozier than he does with Kyrie because he's just neat players like him.
Right. Now see Kyrie. That's why Kyrie kind of needed LeBron because LeBron could be the
kinda.
That's why he needed LeBron. He needed that guy who could run the offense while he just get buckets. Like who else? So I guess Philly would be a good fit for him since he got a Ben Simmons over there who could basically run the point at the big position.
It's not enough balls to go around over there.
Well, I'm not saying that's true, but he would just be a good fit with Ben Simmons in general. I'm not talking about like if you plug him in with that team now with all those guys. Now think about it. If Jimmy Butler leaves, then maybe it's a better situation for Kyrie. But I wasn't even going that deep into it. I was just thinking players where he would fit next to. Like Ben Simmons would be a good fit. Who else is a good point guard that's a big is there any good big guards out there, point guards that could play like say the defend the shooting guard position if they had to?
well, to be honest with you, I mean Kyrie needs the ball. He doesn't work well without the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like he did it with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But they shared it kind of. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't think he'll work really that well off the ball. He likes creating on his own. That's what he's better at. Yeah. So you would need someone who can play well off the ball for him. You know what I'm saying? Like you need someone who can do a little bit of both and shoot like him. I don't know. Maybe they need shit, man. How about Milwaukee?
I thought about them too just now. Yeah, like Milwaukee wouldn't be bad. Put him there instead of Bledsoe. That would be a good fit. I don't even know who else. Toronto might be a good fit also. I don't know.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry's getting old.
Yeah, I heard that they're moving on from him after this year too.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's been around for a long time with that franchise. And, they're gonna retire his jersey.
They're gonna have to blow up a roster that's number 2 in the East. Like they were number 1 in the East last year, number 2 this year. They're gonna have to blow up that roster after this year.
They already started to blow them up. They got rid of Valanciunas for Gasol, so they already started to blow up the team. You know what I'm saying? Once they're not going to trade. They're obviously not going to trade. What's his face? Kawhi Leonard. Right. He's just going to lead the team. Right. And they're going to have nothing when he leaves.
Yep. They're just going all in on this season. It appears they're going to see how far they can get. I mean, they're not going to win a championship, but they're just going to do it as best they can this year, and then that's it. Like I think that they could. I think that they're good enough to make it. I really don't know who I think. I mean, beginning of the year I picked Boston, but I'm not so sure about Boston the way they're playing. I'm not so sure about Philly. I thought Boston and Philly was going to be 1 and 2. That's what I thought. But they're like 4 and 5 right now, or 3 and 4, or something like that. I don't.
Kawhi Leonard is a stabilizing force. I know I can't be saying it because of what the shit I was talking about with that dude, but he's a stabilizing force on that team. You know what I'm saying? When you got him, you got a consistent offensive and defensive player.
Right.
So he's gonna win you games.
He's one of those guys that can look like he could just plug. You can plug him in on any team in the whole league, and he won't fuck it up. You know what I mean? Because his game isn't overbearing, but he's definitely really good. But he doesn't like take up a lot of fucking space or whatever on the floor. He just seems like he can fit anywhere. Shit, I would love for Kawhi. I would still love for Kawhi to come to the Knicks. I would still. I'm not counting on it. I knew his uncle. one of the Knicks said the Knicks was an option last year when San Antonio was shopping him, but I think he's going to the Clippers. I don't think anything's going to change there.
Yeah, he already bought a multi-million-dollar home in San Diego. That's his hometown. When I was in San Diego,
that's a hell of a commute.
Yeah, when I was in San Diego a few weeks ago, I didn't see many people that look like Kawhi. But
stupid. What were we talking about? How did we get? Oh, we started out talking about New Orleans. Then we just went all over the place. What else? Anything else basketball wise?
Basketball wise, we could.
You got nothing.
No, I actually had something, but it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, bro.
The way I said it, that was so wrong.
We could talk about, I mean, it's not NBA, but it's still basketball. There was the subject of paying college athletes came up again this week, or last week. And I don't really, like, I'm not really pushing for that at all. Like, I look at it like I get it, like they're playing for free, but they're in college, it's whatever. Like, and they're only playing like, and the good ones are playing for there for 1 year. Like the good ones are there for 1 year and they're gone. Like I'm talking about basketball right now. So,
yeah.
Like they were talking about Zion. Somebody was saying that he should sit out the rest of his college career because he's gonna be number one in the NBA. I'm like, why? Like, you got a chance to win a national championship. You're on a really good team and a really good school with the best coach. Why would you want to do that? Just play. If you got to, just play. Just play the season out, and you're gonna be fine. Like, like they said, oh, he should sit out because they don't want him to get hurt.
You know, the funny thing is, those injuries that they talk about never, ever, ever have happened. Never happened. It's never happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like. You can even go back to Michael Porter Jr. He got hurt at the beginning of the season.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he got hurt immediately. So they're saying, like, oh, if he would have just came from high school. I'm like, well, that's the rule. You have to go to college for 1 year.
Right.
So you know, he had a major issue. But besides that, I cannot name a player that got a bad injury that it caused him, like, his draft stock to go down. You know, Dennis Smith Jr. 2 years ago, he had issues with his knees, and he didn't want the Knicks to see his records because he didn't want to play. He didn't want to play for Phil Jackson in that triangle, but his knees seem to be fine now. Mm-hmm. Blake Griffin also. You know, he had issues in college, but he was still win number one. He still played, but he got hurt.
Right. Right. Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving missed mostly.
He played 10 games. Season. He played 10 games and still got drafted number one.
Still got drafted number one. Still has massive injury issues, but he always comes back from his injuries.
Right.
And plays the same.
Right. So and he's an NBA champion, so it all worked out. But yeah, I don't. This whole movement about paying college players. I'm like, look, you're in college, you got a scholarship, you're going to the NBA after a season. Now, football, same thing. Even if you're not doing one season, you know. Now, if y'all want to lighten
You're getting
up,
a free education. You're getting a free education, so just play. And like the thing is, I don't know who's complaining about this because college kids they're just going to school, and the
right?
people who graduate, you got a free degree.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like you said, who is this that's complaining about this? Because like you're there to go to school. It's school. You're there for school. Like,
You know who's complaining about this? Boosters who want to pay
mm,
these high school kids to come to their school. They want to do it legally without
right,
getting the program, the death penalty,
right,
or getting themselves banned. So
yeah,
they're the ones saying, "Hey, why don't you pay these players?"
mm,
Because they're itching to bring out some money to pay these guys so
right.
they can play for this school or play for that school. So it
Now,
could be a pay for play type of situation.
now, what they might want to do is, I mean, see now, well, what I'm about to say, kind of goes against what you're saying with the boosters. I was gonna say if y'all want to lighten up on some of these rules though about they can't accept money and certain like they're strict on accepting money thing, which I get why. But some of the situations are just like regular normal situations, and then they get investigated, and it's just like, all right, like it wasn't that big of a deal. But
That's the thing. Whenever you get money and you're a college kid, like this didn't happen because it wasn't for precedents that's been set.
mm,
Because like the reason why they don't let you take any money because you can make up any excuse in the world,
right,
and they'll say, "Oh, we're going to give this guy $1,000 because his mother," but they'll give you another. You know what I'm saying? That's giving them permission to start talking to the college kids and saying
right,
this and this and that. You can make up a real situation. You can have a real situation. They'll say it's money, but deep inside you owe them something. But all you got to do is do this for me.
right,
All you got to do is do that for me.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that just eliminates that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want kids to start doing point shaving and they go
Right.
to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes it too slippery a slope to where like point shaving starts happening like it did in the '70s.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's you got. Yeah, that's true. I can't really make an argument for that because you gotta. Yeah. Once you open up that can of worms, then all of a sudden it's gonna get bigger and bigger, and then next thing you know, like you said, kids gonna end up in jail. So
Kids will end up in jail because they don't know what they're getting themselves into. All of a sudden, organized crime will come after them and their families, and just like it did in Boston. But that's a whole nother story. That's when John Gotti got involved with that big time point shaving scam in Boston. BU. Anyone wants to look it up. They made so many different movies about this. It's ridiculous. Documentaries, like Al Pacino's been. So if you want to talk about that point shaving scheme, like it's been covered. But as far as paying the athletes, you're already getting paid. The only thing you shouldn't get anything more than any other kid gets on campus. Then you're already treated special.
right.
You don't need to be treated any
Right,
more.
they don't fucking go to class. Most of them, like half of the kids don't even go to class. They just go there, they play basketball, and that's it.
Or you play football, and that's
right.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not part of like college like the rest of us. And I actually went to a Big Ten school, like as an adult, and I walked around campus. And I didn't see any of these athletes. All right, I saw the athletes that had to go to school. The people who were in my class, who were actually athletes, had to go to class because they weren't
lacrosse players, lacrosse players, and softball players.
There's like the guy who plays for New England. I think he's a cornerback. He's in my graduation class.
Oh, really?
Me and him graduated together. But he was, it's such a big campus anyway. But I never saw any athletes. You know what I'm saying? They do their own thing. They're off doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like regular people who go to school to learn, I see them.
Yeah. What about the transferring thing, where like that? Because that's another thing that they're talking about now. Like players transferring, should they be able to transfer as many times as they want, or should
Yes,
they?
it should. Well, it should because they get recruited by these coaches, and the coaches don't give them no commitment. The coaches can just recruit you and then leave.
Right.
Commitment by the coach. So why should the players be held to the same standard?
Right, because a lot of times they go there because of that program that they go there. Like the athletes go there for the program. They go there for that coach a lot of times, or how good the school, how good this, and then the coach best turns around and leaves. And it's like, all right, now I'm stuck here with a coach that's maybe not have me in his plans. You know what I mean? So that's that I agree. I don't like because a lot of times these coaches get pissed off when their player wants to transfer. It's like Nick Saban gets pissed off about that and stuff. But I'm like, look, if you're not going to use him the way he wants to be used, why should he stay? This is his career. Like he's trying to put himself in the best position to succeed. And if you don't have room for him in your rotation the way he wants to be, then he should be able to transfer. That's that simple. And I mean, what do you what do you think about if they want to transfer and then they go somewhere else and then they want to transfer again? Are you good with that?
You should go wherever the hell they want. It's a free country.
Okay.
Why? I don't understand why there would be a cap on
on transferring, right?
on transferring. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, because one guy said, "Oh," and by the way, I don't agree with it. I agree with what you're saying. The guy was like, "Oh, so whatever happened to sticking things out and just?" I'm like, "Well, what happened to just putting yourself in the best position you possibly can? Why should you be stuck in that situation if you don't think that's a successful situation for you?"
That's just whoever said that. That's his opinion. Right. Like I don't have to stick anything out because you want me to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here to impress you with any of. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to work for me. You know what I'm saying? If I go to some place and it's not working out for me, I move on. That sounds familiar. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
If it's not working out for me, or if I see a better situation, you're damn straight I'm going to take it. It's America.
Right.
I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm going to use the colleges. Use these kids. I'm going to use them too.
Right.
It's capitalism.
Right. Well said. All right, so I guess we'll move on to NFL. And like this Antonio Brown thing, I don't understand what's going on. Didn't he already request a trade a month ago, and now he requested it again? Like this is the first time. I don't understand what's going on. Like he's like, thanks Pittsburgh, blah blah blah. But I'm like, we already did this. We already been through this. Why is this story coming up again?
I understand. He pretty much just doesn't want to play for this team anymore. So Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, they should just go. You know what I'm saying? Ben Roethlisberger, he's going to retire. Also, I saw Antonio Brown. Somebody put a comment up about Ben Roethlisberger being a rapist, and Antonio Brown liked it.
Really? Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like their relationship is kind of non-existent, but Antonio Brown is kind of I don't know. Like when you have a great quarterback, I guess and you're a wide receiver, you should just stick with him. You know what I'm saying? Unless you can find a better situation somewhere else. Unless you're Terrell Owens, who can just play anywhere.
Right, play anyone. Yeah.
Well, he had he had really good quarterbacks though. But yeah, you have to find the situation that's best for you. Like if you're Antonio Brown, if you're not playing for like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers next, just stay where you are.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
Go to Kansas City.
Oh my gosh!
If I'm him,
that would be a home run. Yeah, but he's got to get traded. But he's got to get traded though. It's not like. It's not like he's a free agent. He's still got I think he's still got like 3 years on his contract, so they could just keep him if they wanted to. But it's best for them. They're better off just trade him. Just get it. Just move on from him. He doesn't want to be there. he's gonna cause more problems. Just let him go. And by the way, I don't have a problem with him calling. Like his big problems with Roethlisberger. Yeah, Roethlisberger I hear is kind of a dick anyway. And he got tired of being called out publicly and him not taking any blame for anything. Like Roethlisberger never takes blame for anything, but he always quick to call somebody else out through the media. And I'm like, all right, like when are you gonna say, you know what, that bad pick that was on me? Instead, he just defended the fact that I was like, yeah, I'll throw it again, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm like, all right, in some cases, okay, but you know what, you could at least say, yeah, that interception was on me. You know what I mean? But yeah, he don't do that. He don't. I never heard him do it anyway. And so that's kind of what Antonio Brown's problem is. He don't like that. He doesn't take any heat for anything. He just throws on everybody else. Now Antonio Brown is definitely part of the problem too, though, because he's just like, I hear he's a super diva, and you see how he shows up to training camp every year with a crazy new car. Like he's just flashy. He just wants to be seen, and he wants a lot of attention, and that's never really great for an organization either. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not, nobody wants to deal with that. And he gets away with, from what I hear, he gets away with a lot of stuff that other players can't get away with. And Tomlin basically said, we'll put up with it until it starts costing us. You know what I mean? And that's not really right. If you don't like that behavior, you nip that shit in the bud. Like you don't allow. I mean, there's certain things you allow from your star players, but not when it's disrupting what other people, like people looking like, yo, that's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, but a lot of times these athletes get entitled, and that's mostly wide receivers that we've seen.
Yeah,
they pretty much do that. I have no idea why wide receivers act like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a disease. Now, speaking of wide receivers, we can talk about the Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham, who's been in a lot of trade talks. This is all, on the internet and social media. The Giants have never said they want to trade him, but Jay Glazer has pretty much said that the Giants are looking to trade him, and he was attacked on social media by Giants fans, and Jay Glazer doesn't take any. He doesn't hold any punches back. He started calling people MFers, and I don't know what mother says that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh wow,
Jay Glazer does not play around when you talk shit about him. When you troll him, he gets triggered. So I'm going to follow Jay Glazer. I'm going to troll him. I'll report back on this program, and I'll let you know exactly what he says to me. I'll read it out word for word because I can troll. But anyway, the Patriots were looking at Odell Beckham, and this season. So we kind of held Odell Beckham back from getting a Super Bowl, but he kind of held us back to the Patriots. So the play is mutual. Unless you help us get to a higher plane, we'll hold you. We're not going to give you to a Super Bowl winning team.
No.
We're not gonna, no. We drafted you. You're going to play good for us.
Right. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, as far as OBJ, I'll take him. Like, the rumor is Antonio Brown comes to San Fran. I'll take OBJ, but I don't think the Giants would trade him to us either because we're in the same conference.
Well, that's just because OBJ is younger.
Yeah, I mean, I think OBJ because he's younger, right? Like, Antonio Brown is a beast, but he's 31, and it's just like, all right. But yeah, OBJ. If I was to choose, I'd definitely take OBJ over him. But personally, I'm good with not having either one of them, though. Like, I just rather us just get better in all areas, and we'll be fine at wide receiver. I definitely like our tight end Kittle. He's good, but yeah. As far as OBJ, I heard about the Patriots thing a little bit, but it's just I'll be surprised. I'd be kind of surprised if they took him too, because I just don't think that Belichick would want to deal with his shit. Like his constant. I mean, maybe he'll fall in line over there, but they certainly wouldn't want to sign him for a long-term contract.
it's kind of like if it's Belichick, you just cut him. You know what I'm saying? It's no real.
Or
It's
trade.
football. You know
He'll
like,
trade him.
Yeah, they'll just trade him or something like that. And that's not a real big deal. And we didn't talk about Kareem. Did we talk about Kareem Hunt?
Yeah, we talked about him last week. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Kareem Hunt being picked up last week
By the Browns.
by the Browns. A lot of sports radio talk show hosts were saying, "Oh, that's a big risk." I was like, "How big of a risk is it?" First of all, his contract is all incentive based.
Right. You can just cut him.
And if he's not working out, you can just cut him.
Right. They don't have a long, crazy contract. Like, it's no risk at all. It's all reward. All reward. and I doubt that he's gonna I doubt that he's gonna do something that egregious again. It's not like he's a drug addict or something like that where he can fall back. Like he's gonna think he'll be okay. I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah, so you can't be kicking women around the hallway.
Right.
It's not like he's gonna body slam some chicken some.
Right. Like I just can't stop slamming these girls. Like it's not gonna happen again.
Who's that player who did the bulldog slam on that?
I don't know.
You're not talking about the guy who threw from Carolina, who did the Ultimate Warrior,
and then Dallas signed him. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's out of the league now. Damn, he did all that. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, he was like, "See these guns? Like, look." As far as the Kareem Hunt thing, they'll be all right. I think somebody's gonna take a chance on him. Brian said, "Why not us?" And Joe Flacco got traded to Denver. They went from like they just trying anybody out. They're like, all right, Case Keenum's not the guy. We'll bring Joe Flacco in. Joe Flacco, he doesn't suck, but he makes you mediocre.
Yeah.
And when you're a team that's looking for your franchise quarterback, which is probably going to be next year because there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks coming out next year who are going to be quote unquote franchise quarterbacks, then maybe you should think about tanking.
Yeah, right. Like they should do this year. They should draft a 7th round pick quarterback and start him. Like a 7th round quarterback and just start him this year, and then the next year you'll get a good quarterback in the draft. But because Flacco's gonna, like you said, Flacco's gonna make them like 7-9, 6-6. I mean 6-10. I mean.
They're going to be 6-10, and they're going to wind up missing out on all these quarterbacks coming out next year.
Right.
Like that. That's kind of, as a Giants fan, that's kind of like, okay, we can either draft Dwayne Haskins, or we can draft an offensive lineman and leave.
Try for another quarterback.
Start next year anyway.
Right. And try next year for a better quarterback.
Yeah, we can try next year, but give Eli a send off and tell Eli, listen. Like
this is it.
Like Eli, you're not playing after this season. You're done. Like you're not playing again.
Right.
Not with us. And he'll be a free agent. He'll be looking around for teams to sign him because he is so unaware. He's not self-aware that he's done. At least his brother knew he was done.
Right.
Eli thinks he's Tom Brady. I'm like, you're not Tom Brady. You are done.
Yeah, he's. Well, you know what? He might just say, "Screw it, I don't want to play for another team." He might do that because unless Tom Coughlin calls him, like come over to Jacksonville. That might be the only situation. Outside of that, I think he is just gonna retire if the Giants, move on from him after this year, because then he'll be what? How old will he be? Like 38.
He'll be 39. He's our age.
39.
Yeah. We also have a situation where, the backup from Philly, I forgot the guy's name.
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. He's saying he wants to possibly play for either Jacksonville or New York. I really don't want him. He's a lifetime backup. When he did start this year, he didn't play that well.
Right.
He played well in the playoffs. He played well later on in the season.
Right, the beginning of the season he wasn't that great. When Wentz wasn't ready, and then they just because that's why they threw Wentz in there because it's all right. They just throw him in there, but he'll be a better fit probably in Jacksonville anyway. They're a playoff team if they have a decent quarterback like him. You know what I mean? Like they have a good defense already. They have a running game. Plug in a guy like him, and he would probably fit right in with a good defense and a good running game. You know, and Jacksonville will probably be a borderline playoff team. I wouldn't definitely put them in because the AFC all of a sudden got some pretty good teams. And which brings me back to the Denver thing. I'm like Denver, they got two teams in their division that's really good, and then they got the Raiders. But so like you really want to bottom out in that division, because you're not gonna be nowhere near as good as the Chargers and the Chiefs. So like you gotta just bottom out. But
yeah. I know we had this conversation off the air yesterday about the draft. Since the draft is just they moved the draft to May now, right? Or is it still in April?
I don't know. I don't follow it like you do.
So Kyler Murray is the Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma. He had a really great season, but Oklahoma had two Heisman Trophies winners in a row. I forget the quarterback that they had.
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, I remember. It's late at night. I have brain marks, so I don't remember guys' names. But Baker Mayfield they had. And he won the Heisman. He went number one overall. And he's a tiny. He's not tiny. He's a short quarterback who wasn't projected to go number one, but as time went on, Cleveland just said, fuck it. He's our guy. We're picking him number one. And so far, it's proven. So far, it's only been one season.
So far, it's working out, right?
I think it's working out for them. I think that they made the right choice.
Yeah, I was the main one saying that I don't think they made the right choice, but so far, so good. Jury's still out, but so far, so good.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray, even though he was drafted by the Oakland A's as a shortstop, first round, he's chosen to play football. Which, meanwhile, Oakland A's are like, what?
I know. They're like, no. And they still not giving up on it. Like they already said that he got to pay back the money and all of that, but they still not giving up on the fact that we drafted him, we still want him to come here. I'm like, all right, you gonna pull a Deion Sanders?
To be honest with you, why can't guys do that anymore? Like, what's the problem?
I think as a quarterback it's a little harder, but
I don't think so.
But any other position, I think it's easier.
I would actually, if I that's like, to be honest, that's like my dream. I would love to be like when I saw like Bo Jackson do it and Deion Sanders do it. I would love to be a two-sport athlete playing like a quarterback. Like, say, like you're a quarterback for a team and like Atlanta, you're a quarterback and you're a shortstop for Atlanta Braves. That's awesome.
I think as a quarterback, it could be more difficult because of how much they gotta know and how much a good quarterback really studies a good quarterback, like how much the elite quarterback study the game.
But yeah, so you can actually spend more time in NFL, what I'm saying, like in training for the NFL, what I'm saying, reading the playbooks. If you're a shortstop, what are you doing? You're just out there playing baseball.
Yeah, but it just takes up a lot of baseball takes up a lot of time though. If it doesn't take up a lot of mental space, but it just takes up a lot of actual time. So it's like it takes away from you being a quarterback and learning the position the way you're supposed to learn it and then stuff like this. So I can see it being a problem as a quarterback. It's not a problem at really any other position, to be honest. But I think as a quarterback, I can see it being a problem, and that's why a quarterback, that's why Russell Wilson hasn't done it, or you know what I mean, whatever the case. I think.
Or John Elway.
I think as a quarterback, it would be harder. Any other position, but it's funny that we talk about this because I just watched the Deion Sanders 30 for 30 yesterday.
On ESPN.
Yeah.
I was watching a little bit of that.
I watched it yesterday, and he was talking about the conflict he had with when he was playing in the was supposed to play in the World Series, but he was committing to football, and he told them, he was like, "Look, I was supposed to play. My contract says I was supposed to play up until this point. Y'all asked me to play longer, and I'm playing longer, but this isn't part of my contract. Like, this is extra what I'm doing right now. Like, my contract said I was supposed to play up until, I believe he said August or September or whatever, and no, August, so he can go to football. And then, but since Atlanta was good that year and he made it to the World Series, that changed what they needed from him. So it was one of those things where where it was a problem, and and Tim McCarver had a problem with Deion doing that, and he was questioning his commitment and all that stuff. So when they made it to the World Series, Deion Sanders in the locker room was looking for Tim McCarver because he was interviewing players. He went and doused him with a bucket of ice cold water. And Tim McCarver was pissed, but he was just like, "You're a real man, Deion. You're a real man." He just kept saying, "You're a real man." He's still pissed off at him to this day. Like, Tim McCarver is pissed at Deion Sanders to this day. So Deion Sanders is like, because they were saying, like, well, should you apologize? He was like, I didn't hear him apologize. he was like, I tell you what, bring him here. Well, I'll go to him. He'll come to me. Whatever the case is, we'll talk about this whole situation. And it was like McCarver wouldn't do it. He was like, it's too many, 20 years too late. But he was pissed, and I was like, that's what I said. I was like, oh well, like. You're right. You're right to your opinion, but yeah, I guess he didn't really have to douse him with ice water. That's kind of it's a little offensive. You know what I mean? That's like that's kind of crossing the line. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
It kind of is.
Yeah,
but yeah, going back to my draft. I know we went off in the woods.
Yeah.
We're going back to the draft. The Arizona Cardinals have the number one pick, and the new coach of Arizona Cardinals, I don't know the guy's name, but I'm going to look it up now because I guess this is a real sports program, so I have to look up the guy's name.
Is it Kingsbury? Name. Is that the guy, Kingsbury?
There you go, Cliff Kingsbury.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. He said in September of last year, before he became the coach of Arizona Cardinals, that if he had opportunity, he would draft Kyler Murray with the number one overall pick. And lo and behold, he's a new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and he's already inherited Josh Rosen, who had a not so good season rookie year. But he's a rookie quarterback, so
right.
you can't really expect so much.
Right? They don't have a good offensive line. They don't have much talent anymore. They kind of stripped their team the past couple of years.
Dave Johnson was out the entire season.
Right. So they weren't a very good team. That's why they were in position to get Rosen in the first place.
And a lot of reports are asking Cliff Kingsbury. They're saying, those things you said in September. Are you happy with Josh Rosen as your quarterback? I was like, yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with them. I just want to see what happens in the draft.
I'm thrilled to trade him for more draft picks.
He just said two completely different things.
Right.
In one sentence.
Right.
So like if I'm the GM, you just pick Kyler Murray. Right. That's what you do.
Right. It sounds like you just picked Kyler Murray to me.
You pick Kyler Murray. He's a short quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like he's shorter than any quarterback you've seen besides like Doug Flutie. You know what I'm saying? Like he's 5'10", 195 pounds.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter. If he can throw the ball, he can throw the ball. It doesn't matter how tall you are anymore.
Yeah. Now what if they trade Josh Rosen to like one of these teams that do need a quarterback that's in the top? Jacksonville's like number 6, right, or something like that. Well, now what if they get the sixth pick of the draft for Josh Rosen? They all of a sudden they got the first to the 6th pick of the draft. That would work out great for them. And then it depends on what they need. If they don't need anything that high, then they could just trade that for more picks. You know what I mean? For 2nd or 3rd round picks.
Yeah. If I'm them, I'm looking for a trade partner. he was looking for a young quarterback. Josh Rosen's stock is already fallen because they already played the season. You see what you got in Josh Rosen, but you don't really see what you got. There's still potential there. But if I'm Jacksonville, yeah, I'm going after him. If I'm New York, I'm going after him. I was going to say if I was Denver, but they have their quarterback now.
Yeah.
So yeah. Even if I'm if I'm New England, I'm going after him. But New England's looking at Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that. Let's see. We didn't get into that story yet either. Yeah, but I heard New England was interested in Rosen before the Kaepernick thing. I heard they're interested in Rosen, which I was that's kind of interesting. Like they do need to groom somebody because Brady's not gonna be there forever. And
that'd be a good learning experience for Josh Rosen.
Right. That would be a good situation for both. So, but yeah. I mean, if we're done with the draft, we might as well dip into the Kaepernick thing. Yeah. So he settled with him and
NFL.
No, I was trying to think of the other player, Reed, from Carolina. They settled with the NFL on the collusion thing. It's still undisclosed how much he got. We may never find out. I think it's going to end
$80 million.
Well, the rumor is between 60 and 80 million, but we don't know anything for sure. So we may never know because they said it's supposed to be confidential. But I'm sure it'll leak out eventually. Somebody will leak it.
If it does leak out, then it violates the
they just gotta find out who did it.
Well, then Colin Kaepernick just keep it to himself. Don't tell your girlfriend. Don't tell any of your family because they'll try to screw it up for you. If they get mad at you or something, they'll try to screw it up for you.
Right.
So these things happen all the time. There's always settlements. Just keep it to yourself.
Right. So that basically proves that the NFL definitely did do blackball him from the league because they only had one more meeting in court before they were gonna go forward or have a final judgment, and then they said, all right, we're just gonna settle it out of court. So that tells me 100% that that they colluded to keep him out of the league. I mean,
of course,
something that we already do anyway. But
of course they do.
But a part of me, I mean, I hope he got paid really well because a part of me wanted to see wanted the shit to come out. I want to know I want to know the conversations. I want to know what they got. You know what I mean? I want to know what the lawyers came up with and found that told the NFL you better settle. You know what I mean?
Because like if they would have went to trial with it, all that stuff would have been public knowledge.
Right. So that's what I wish happened. I wish it would have went to trial.
The NFL said, nah, we'll just settle.
Yeah, we got enough money. We'll just let this go away, and we're better off keeping this shit in this locked fucking safe. But another football league, the AAU, I never heard of it. AAF. I guess they're having games now. I never heard of them. It just started 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it's a new league.
It's a brand new league. Yeah. Yeah. And the NFL's backing it, by the way.
So then it's an NFL product. If they're backing it, it's NFL product.
Yeah. It's a bit. But yeah, go ahead. What are you gonna say about it?
Yeah. They offer Kaepernick a spot there. And he said he wants $25 million.
Yeah, I don't believe that story. I heard about that, but I'm not sure. I don't believe that. He knows damn well that they can't afford that. I don't believe that story. Not even a little bit. The AAF, and by the way, the XFL is coming back next year. So.
Yeah, the XFL is coming back next year. They don't need to come back, but Vince never learns his lesson.
Right.
Vince.
They may end up merging with the AAF.
No, he ain't doing that. He wants his own thing. He wants competition with the NFL because he wanted to be an owner. It's like it's the same thing with Trump. All these billionaires and guys who have money, they're not included in the boys club that is the NFL.
Then they want to take them down.
And Trump tried to buy a team years ago that he decided to go with the USFL. And he bought the New York whatever team, and that league went out of business. Like everything he does just goes to shit. Vince McMahon tried to buy the Minnesota Vikings maybe around 10, 11 years ago. And they said, well, we're not selling to you.
Yeah.
So that's why actually he tried to buy the Minnesota Vikings before the XFL. That's when he got pissed off.
Right. So he tried to make the XFL. Right.
Yeah, tried to make XFL. Like they take it personal.
Yeah. That's what they do. I guess that's kind of what makes them who they are. You know what I mean? So they get pissed off about these type of things. So yeah, whatever. I mean, but yeah, they'll be back next year. The AAF. I haven't watched it yet. I've seen highlights and I saw that they keep showing that quarterback get cracked and his helmet flew off, and there was no penalty call. Well, so that's the big.
They're like, welcome back, CTE.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, the helmet flew all the way up. Like, she just went. That's what made it so funny because it was like no penalty, no nothing. So like they talking about that, but
the ref just laughed at him.
He was like, "Dude!" Ref was like, "Yo, son!"
He was probably laughing so hard he used the flag to wipe his teeth.
He was like, "You got knocked the fuck out." But back to what we were about to say about the Kaepernick. Yeah, rumor is that Carolina or New England is interested, may be interested in signing him. I heard of Carolina before, but I don't know why. But now more so now because Cam Newton is going to be hurt, and they say he might miss. They say he might miss the season, or at least most of the season.
What happened to him?
Well, he's got a shoulder injury that's bugging him. So I think that they might just go in there and try to fix whatever the problem is, and just sit him out and just like say, "Fuck it, this is going to be a lost year. Come back strong after this." That's what they may do. I'm not, I don't know if that's what they're doing, but that's what they may end up doing. So,
what a ridiculous outfit when you said that.
Of course he was. So getting Kaepernick is a good alternative because they play alike. So, now as far as New England, he can sit behind Brady, which would be a good thing for him while he gets back in form. He's 31, or he'll be 31. One of the other. So like either one, I believe it when I see it because all this time, yeah, like you said before the show, like times change. Maybe they will sign. They need a backup quarterback. So, but I just believe it when I see it. I personally believe he's not going to get signed anywhere ever. Still, even after this, but we'll see what happens. You got anything on that?
No, I don't have anything else on that. But yeah, the draft is coming up soon, and Kaepernick is Kaepernicking. I wonder if he's gonna.
Are you ready to end the show? Because we're over an hour. You sound like you're just rambling now.
No, I saw something on social that caused me to go, huh?
That shit screwed you all up. Because I'm like, I got anything on that? You're like, no. But Kaepernick is Kaepernicking. Kaepernicking. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like something confused me on social media. I'm like, huh? I'm like, okay. It's like I just shared it. It's stupid.
All right, I'll check it out.
Okay.
But if you got nothing else, we can just end it because we had enough time.
All right. So tune in next week as we start our list again.
Okay.
I think that we are well overdue for our greatest point guards of all time list.
We didn't do that?
No.
You sure we didn't do point guards?
Sure, we didn't do point guards. We did shooting guards. We did power forwards. We did not do point guards.
All right, I gotta look. I gotta look back in the archives. But all right, I thought we did that. But all right, well, either way, if it's not point guards, we'll be doing something else.
Yeah, a top 10 list of point guards of our lifetime.
Of our lifetime,
so,
right?
You're not gonna see Oscar Robertson on
No,
this list, okay?
no. Or Pistol Pete Maravich, or Jerry West. Pistol Pete was a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
Even though he was known for all them crazy passes and his ball handling.
But he was a shooting guard apparently because I looked at my video game and seen him listed as shooting guard. I'm like, okay, he's a shooting guard now. I always thought he was a point guard. Okay?
Yeah, but it was something else in there that they had off too, because you was looking at the all-time teams, and he was
he was listed as a shooting guard, and I saw his stats. It was like 25 and 5. I'm like, yeah, he's putting up shooting guard stats.
Yes, that's shooting guard numbers. All right, well, either way, all right. Well, next week we'll do a list, maybe point guards or maybe something else. But all right, we'll see y'all next week.
All right, get the fuck out.